sit back in your seats, get something to eat, and watch this movie. Don't let the kiddies see it, because, well, we'll let you hear the beginning first. Thank you.
Welcome to Crown Club Reviewers, the only show powered entirely by Regal Unlimited passes, caffeine, and the questionable life choices that come from watching way too many movies. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Joey.
We're not professional critics, but we are professional nerds.
Each week we take you through the latest releases, breaking down everything entertainment throws our way. Insightful?
Sometimes.
Fun?
Always.
Honest?
Well, of course. Let's jump into today's feature. Hey, what's going on, guys? We just got back from watching Anaconda 2026. How do we know, what should we call it? Is it, I mean, I know it is Anaconda.
You know what's crazy?
Like,
when I looked up Anaconda 2026, that's where I was seeing pictures of The Rock and Charlize Theron and Jason Statham and Chris Pratt.
yes,
I had to put 2025 in to actually get this movie.
That's weird.
Did this actually come out in 2025?
No, it came out in 2026.
I thought it came out this week.
It did. Came out in 2026. Came out this week. Pretty positive. You know what? I guess we could be wrong, but I'm pretty positive it just came out yesterday. No, 2025. Maybe it did come out at the last week of December. Maybe that's why. Well, whatever the actual answer is, we're only just, some nerds reviewing a movie. We don't have all the answers.
UV. I don't know what that accent is, but don't do it.
Start it back from one. So, guys, we just got back from watching Anaconda with Jack Black and Paul Rudd. Director was Tom Gormican, and the writers Psycho Gorman, yeah. Writers were Tom Gormican, Kevin Eaton, and Hans Bauer. I want to say
Kevin eaten by a snake.
Oh, there was some snake eating in this movie. Joey, let's go ahead and start with our our first stuff. So, first reactions. What was your first reactions going in?
It was fine, funny, and I don't know. Did you
have any fear of it being a reboot? Did you fear that or no?
That's so. First of all, the first Anaconda is only good because it's bad.
Sure. Okay.
And secondly, it's so far removed from. It's like when they made The Thing based on The Thing from Another World.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at this point, when you say Anaconda, most people are just like, "Oh yeah, Ice Cube and J-Lo."
Yeah,
that's it.
They've never even seen them. Know that it's that's a snake movie.
Yeah. It doesn't, not a lot of people, people know, oh yeah, that was a movie. I don't feel there's a lot of
this is really,
these guys
really Sony scraping the barrel to make a remake.
Yeah, but it was my reaction is I thought it worked. The fact that it played on the fact that it knew it was being a remake of Anaconda. It's not really a remake. It's a what did Doug call it?
Spiritual sequel.
Spiritual successor. Yeah. It was. I thought that was nice because it knew it. It called it out. It knew that it wasn't another Anaconda. It was its own thing, but it knew it was based on that. I just love how the main characters were in love with Anaconda. They're just oh, I love that movie. They're quoting it and stuff. It was interesting. But no, I think
my biggest issue coming out of it is I don't feel like they played it sincere enough that it felt real the whole time. If you know what I'm saying. It was fine. It was good, but it didn't. We were comparing it a lot to would this have a Tropic Thunder feel? And I think Tropic Thunder works so much better because everyone plays it so straight and sincere through the whole thing. To me, it felt they were sort of role playing Tropic Thunder in this a little bit. They never really dug their teeth in and got in there. The whole thing was sort of a meta gag the whole time.
Yeah. Yes. I think that kind of goes into the next thing, and that's talking about the tone of it itself. Like, one, not a horror movie, not in the slightest.
No.
But like the whole
There's
thing
there's
is
a
about
couple
them.
little jump scares. There was a couple times Hunter
Yes.
was like, "God damn, Jesus Christ!"
No, I mean it was still jumpy, right? Like
They puked a man on a window.
But like the whole thing is like, oh, we're super into horror, and it's like we're making a horror movie, but like you're not, like so. But to feed off of what you're saying, like it's definitely
Well, yeah,
a comedy.
even the movie that they were making in the movie
Uh-huh.
didn't feel like a horror movie.
Oh yeah, it was more like an action movie for sure.
It was like yeah, like I was sitting there looking at the costumes and stuff, and I'm like, they're trying to make Jurassic
Jurassic
Park,
Park.
but it's a snake movie.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, it definitely. I can see what you're saying. Like I had, as on our way there, I was like, oh, it's supposed to have like a Tropic Thunder feel, and to an extent, it did. But
I mean, they're doing the same sort of thing, right? But
Right.
the difference is like those guys made it so much more believable. I think there's a couple. We'll talk about some spoiler stuff that sort of threw this one off a little bit too later, but.
mhm.
And like I said, it's not enjoyable. It just doesn't have that same realistic bite that a movie like Tropic Thunder has, and I think that plays to its disadvantage.
Interesting. Okay.
Like even when something happens later on, like, and it should be like a lot of emotion, even then it didn't feel like they were ever really in trouble or.
Okay. Yeah, I can. Okay, I know what you're talking about. So when we get to the spoiler section, we can go into that deeper. So here's a couple more non-spoiler things. Guys, this is a Jack Black and Paul Rudd movie. So first thing I want to touch on is the chemistry between the two of them. I loved it. I thought that they felt like real best friends forever. Like I think in real life they might be really good friends, but definitely on screen it felt like they were like tight,
Yeah. Yeah, they had the bullshit best friend fights and
Uh-huh.
that was very believable. I think Jack Black playing a little bit more on the restrained side to help. Like instead of his normal sort of over the top.
He got to still
Jack
have
Black
some
isn't.
of his comedy. Like right at the beginning of the movie, right? Like you get that Jack Black, you're like, "Oh yeah." But yes, he's very more like a real I don't want to say real person.
He didn't feel like a cartoon character.
Yes, exactly. And then Paul Rudd too, like I felt like cuz in most of his movies he's more like I'm smarter than most people in his movies, and a lot of his stuff is like dry sarcasm sometimes, which is very funny. Like he does amazing.
He's usually the straight man to the wild card.
But in this movie, he was kind of like the dummy, and every once in a while, sort of a wild card.
Yeah.
So it was very nice to see a different sort of side of him, especially teaming up with Jack Black,
Yeah.
So as we're nearing the end of the non-spoilers here, does this feel like it knew exactly what kind of movie it was?
Oh yeah. I mean, they were just being dumb and having fun. There's some good moments that we'll talk about, but it definitely was self-aware.
Yes, very self-aware. And I know there's a question that you really wanted to touch upon, so we'll hit that as we go into the next section here. But would this work better at home or in a packed theater?
Well, there's no way to tell how that would work, seeing as the only people packing that theater was us.
Well, seeing as now that we realized it didn't come out this weekend and it came out like last weekend, that could be the reason why there wasn't that many people. But I'm sure you might have a different opinion, but this movie, I was laughing nonstop. And so were we. Like, even the person behind us, I heard laughing.
Mhm.
If it was packed with people, I felt like the laughter would have even been more contagious, and it would have just like erupted in the theater. So I wish we would have seen it with more people. But I don't know if it would have
feel
been
like it would.
better
Yeah, I feel
But-
like it would look better on a
TV.
home setup.
Yeah. So for looking,
I was
better,
thinking that
yeah.
a lot. Like the snake, I was like, man, I remember that old snake in the original Anaconda looking a lot better than this snake.
Oh, I didn't think he looked that bad. I mean, he didn't show up a bunch though. Like, I see what you're saying, because like a home TV, I feel like might brighten it up a little bit more than a home than the theater itself.
I don't know. It just felt it was either super high contrast whenever you saw it, or it was super blurry whenever you saw it. And I think they tried to lean into making it look like a real snake more than just like the original Anaconda snake. Definitely was not a snake with its forward facing eyes. But I don't know. That one had a lot more charm than this one, I think.
Really? Okay.
This just felt like a regular ass snake.
So guys, if you hear that sound, that means that we are about to go deep into the Amazon jungle of spoilers for Anaconda. So, if you have not seen the movie, then pause, go see it, come back, or if you're okay with spoilers, then listen, or if you want to skip all the way to the review so you can know if you want to go watch it, you can do that. But we are about to get into it. So, first thing, Joey, I think you're dying to at least say something here in the spoiler section. Yeah, I can.
There's definitely two things we need to talk about for sure.
Okay, bring them up. What you got? Fire them.
Right. So let's get the
Slither
elephant
them at
in
me.
the 800-pound anaconda in the room out of the way.
Okay.
They spoil a huge moment from this movie in the trailer that would have hit so much harder if they had not shown it.
Yeah, we 100%.
Because at one point in the movie, they're going through the jungle and Jack Black's having his emotional, "Hey, I was mean to you, best friend. Let me apologize," and he gets eaten by the anaconda.
Yeah, which wasn't in the trailer, so you didn't know how he ends up. You know, why they think he's dead? But bro, he gets swallowed. I will say it's wild. I was definitely like,
yeah, it was still like a moment. But imagine like we didn't know that he's going to show up later with the pig duct tape to him running through the field.
If we hadn't known that, like, it would have hit way harder. And you know, I think that was a I don't know if it was a strategic move by them or not to put
it was to get the chicken jockey audience from the Minecraft movie.
Because it was backwards.
100%.
Oh, I kind of hate that, man.
Yeah, those kids were seeing that. They're like, "Oh, remember when we threw popcorn the last time?"
But for sure, if they had not put that in the trailer, that moment would have hit so much harder, and it would have made a big difference. I think it would have made it feel more serious if they hadn't shown you that. Because of it, I thought when he was bit by the spider, air quotes on bit by the spider, right? That might have been the moment where he like gets paralyzed and they thought he died, but it wasn't. And you know, we had talked about that on the car ride, that scene where the spider comes out of like they're running away from the anaconda, and then all of a sudden there's this spider scene, which first I'd like to premise this hysterical. I couldn't stop laughing. It was a funny scene. No doubt about that. But its placement was awkward.
It's just out of nowhere. There's this whole scene about let's pee on Jack Black's leg. I know we you know, these crazy, we'll get to the crazy gold smugglers in a minute. We'll deal with that. They're running from them. They're running from the big snake attacking them and chasing them through the jungle. And then we just have this spot in the middle of the chase where they're like, "Stop. I got bit by a spider. You need to pee on my leg."
But on our way back, we were talking about how that scene, as much as it was hysterical, was in a very bad spot in the movie. But had it been much earlier on, like when they first encountered the jungle, it would have played so much better and probably helped the story more.
I definitely
but-
think like part of this, like it's a weird start to this movie. Like it takes forever to really feel like there's any. They started off with tension and then they take all the tension away and then they don't do anything to build it. And then all of a sudden you're back into it.
So yes, that is noticeable. And like we had talked about, we start with the seriousness of following Anna, the character we meet later on. And it's like, oh man, why is she being chased by these people, right? And then you're right. It goes straight into like slice of life, oh, funny comedy, blah, blah, blah. And then bam! Now, on one half, you're right. It's weird. There's a weird start to it. But on the other side, I can see how it's okay and why it works, because the whole fact being these guys are doing something they should not be doing. Like, it's a ridiculous idea, and now you're thrown into it because of this ridiculous idea you decided to do. But you're right there. But then that leads us into the second portion of that tense situation of learning about the Gold Runners and how that plot line.
So there's this whole plot line about these gold smugglers, and you're like, oh, this is gonna like tie itself through the movie, and then at the end of the movie, there's gonna be like the big action set piece at the end. It's gonna involve the bad gold smugglers and the enforcement people, and the snake's gonna work its way in there.
Yeah.
And just at the end of the second act, all of those guys are dead, and none of that meant anything.
Which was crazy. Like it literally, like in Jack Black's character Doug rewrites the story because he's like, this will make for great content. Our movie will mean something. Like they fourth wall that into you, being like, oh, good foreshadow. That makes sense. Wait, they all just died. Wait a minute. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, but again, I think it plays to the fact that it knows. It's a very self-aware movie.
I was surprised that you were surprised that was Ice Cube, because as soon as they started playing Back in Black and he started walking out with the flare guns, I was like, that's Ice Cube.
I knew, like when you heard Back in Black, right? Like that's a very like on the nose. It's gonna be Ice Cube, but it just when he popped up on screen, it's the definite answer, right? Like it's the, we might think, but yeah, there he is. Like we knew, but it was funny though. We were walking in. I'm like, do you think we'll get a cameo from Ice Cube? Maybe. And then we did. And that was great. We even got J-Lo at the end of the movie. I thought that was good too. I actually liked the wrap up. It gave a big like Paul vibe. Do you remember watching Paul with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg?
Yeah.
Yeah. It gives a big Paul vibe at the end of the movie. They're doing the presentation, check out our movie, and then the whole, subtext of here, your subtitle text of so-and-so did so-and-so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was, I kind of liked that a lot. That was good. So speaking of, so we talked about the main characters a bunch, and we started to talk about this, the side characters a little bit, the supporting cast. Who of the supporting casts stood out to you the most? Santiago.
I love that guy.
Oh yeah, he was my friend. So good. Dude, when
Paul Rudd murders his snake. Murders it on purpose. He threw it into the boat propeller on purpose. You'll never be able to tell me otherwise.
That was a crazy scene. Like dude, and it was funny too, because the whole time he's like, I don't want to do this. And Doug's like, keep going. Give me another second. And Santiago's just like, yeah, get in there. Let him kiss you. Get a little closer. Just chucks him. Wild. But yeah, no, I think he was a pretty standout character for the supporting cast. I don't think he stole the show, but he did really well. And I was like, that was very funny. Yeah, I think I would also agree with that. I mean, next to Santiago, you would have, Steve, Kenny. You'd have Kenny, yeah. I think. Yeah. Which also very funny. Guys,
if you know what Buffalo Sober is, can you put it in the comments for us? Is that a real thing?
Is Buffalo Sober? I actually, you know what's funny? So I thought it was fun that they were from Buffalo, New York, and I was like, oh hey, that's
Yeah.
So that was fun. But Buffalo Sober, I have heard of. I'm pretty positive I've heard of it from my brother-in-law or someone. We were talking about it about something, and so I think it's definitely a thing. I think for sure. But yeah, Kenny's character was really funny. Just like always doing, the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think he was a good supporting cast. But of course, you have people like Anna, but we already talked about them being essentially just cannon fodder. Like their story didn't matter. They were there for moments and then just gone. So
there was an entire film crew that didn't matter.
Oh my, yes, the Sony shooting another Anaconda.
What are you guys doing? Are you making a movie? Yeah. What movie are you making? Anaconda.
That scene was really great too. I loved that a lot. All right, what do you think was the most memorable death?
Man, it's so rough because I think that's one area where the PG-13 rating hurts a movie like this. One, you don't let the actors go all out with cussing, which these guys are, wordsmiths with that.
Yeah.
They could have went ham. And also we don't get to see anything really gross when the snake kills somebody. Like we don't get to see anybody's eyeballs pop
slime out. And things. They talk about eyes popping out, but yeah.
Probably I think you and I probably have the same one. It is the girl on the beach.
Yep.
Probably.
Yeah. And it's the girl who Doug calls out to, what movie are you making? Yeah, it's so, and I think because she's just like, I'm saved. Just like a truck coming by, and immediately Paul Rudd's character Griff is just like, oh, tries to get away, and the boat's just spinning.
I'd say that, and that probably the Anaconda itself.
Oh yeah, and then
I like a good animal exploding.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of a good animal exploding. Speaking of the Anaconda dying at the end of the movie, I thought it was really fun how the end of the movie was essentially the exact same as the end of the movie they made when they were kids. The Quanch. Mm-hmm. Was it the Quatch? The Quatch.
Quatch.
The Quatch. Like literally almost shot for shot, right? Like he's like, we're gonna die. Just like and then he walks out and not on my watch.
The actual that chase scene through there is fine. I love that. Motley Crue going.
Yeah.
Keep Start My Heart for that, and the pyro going off, and then it not die. The fight over the golf cart is such a best friend thing. I love
that the pyros didn't work.
Yeah.
We got him! I shot him! All right, Joey, we're going to go ahead and go into our final ratings here. I have something in my head for my rating, so I hope you don't choose it. And if you do, I'm going to be lost.
Choose the same thing.
But, Joey, what is your final rating for Anaconda?
I'll give it 3 World's Greatest Dougs out of 5.
Oh, that's good. I like that. 3 though, you said, huh?
I think it's a middle of the road movie.
Okay. Do you have any other justification for that number or no?
No, it was just fine. Okay. Like I said, you could wait for it on streaming. It probably, it could be a thing where you and your buddies do a once a year watch party on it for fun. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's going to be a staple to the genre.
Do you think it has good rewatchability?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good, funny lines in there, and like I said, it's definitely a throw on in the back of a party kind of movie.
Okay, all right. Here we go. My rating for Anaconda is I give it 3 flare guns for Anaconda. It's not a serious movie, but it very knowingly went in that it knew it wasn't a serious movie. It doesn't have a real plot line. I mean, it's got a plot, but it's not in depth. It's not serious. But as a comedy action movie, it is very enjoyable. It's very funny. But like you said, it's not going to be a staple or a cult classic. So 3 flare guns. Here's one question: would you recommend people skip it, or do you think people should at least watch it once?
I think if you're a fan of any of those guys, watch it.
All right, that's I totally agree.
If you were a fan of the original Anaconda, I don't know if you'll vibe with it.
That's a good. Wow, yeah, we'll have to see what people think. All right, guys, thank you so much. Make sure to leave a comment on the video. Let us know what you thought of Anaconda if you've seen it, or what you might think of it if you haven't seen it yet, or if you're gonna go see it, whatever. Let us know what movies you think we should be seeing in the theaters coming out, and all that good stuff. But thank you all so much, and make sure you like and subscribe.
Bye, guys.
See you guys next time.